You guys ready for this? You guys ready for the YouTube video? You guys ready to get triggered? All right, YouTube. So this game's been out roughly about a month and a few days. So I decided that, I got the knowledge for this, and I think it's time for a matchup list for Juri. If you like this, make sure to like, comment, let me know what you think about this matchup chart. Tell me I'm wrong. Your opinion is better than mine. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn that bell for notifications. Turn it on right now. So, just for starters, just to give you guys a head warning and everything, I think Juri doesn't have a match where she loses like 4-6. I genuinely think at worst, probably her matchups can be like slightly not in her favor, but I think that's about it. To start with one, I think she beats Honda very convincingly. If you don't know much about the Honda matchup, let me tell you the secret. So people are always like, yo, I don't know what to do against headbutt bun slam. Well, guess what? Juri has very simple options against them. If you see headbutt, you can parry or you can DP it, but hers is unique is that her heavy DP goes pretty far, so they try to bait you out at certain ranges. You can actually try and hit them with heavy DP because they'll be like, wow, I didn't expect that to hit. So you can actually mess around with that. Also, you can press crouch and medium punch. However, there is a risk of doing it because you may get counter poke, sorry. But she can deal with headbutt just fine. It's just that it's pretty annoying. There's one funny trick that I kind of want to show people. Anyone with an air throw can do, but people aren't like used to it. There you go. So she definitely has answers to that. And then the neutral wise, like buttons, I think she has better range than Honda. You definitely can mix up what you do with butt slam and headbutt, but I think overall she just kind of beats them. Next one, I think that she probably beats very simply is probably Manon. Manon can't really do too much against my fireball. You would think that she can, considering she has an EX spin that goes through projectiles. However, Juri's is unique where because it's so slow moving, it actually can clip her trying to go through it. It's definitely rough for her with that aspect, so she has to parry or like actually walk back or something. Juri definitely has the range to contend with Manon. I mean, Manon doesn't have like much range attacks other than stand heavy kick or something like that, so she has to counterpoke Juri a lot. I would say also for now, and this matchup's to be determined until Evo, but I think Juri cooks Dhalsim, because honestly when it comes to EX fireball, he either has to parry or he's gonna float, and when he floats you're kind of in like the driver's seat because you can force him to either teleport to get away from it from you, or he can try and press a button and then you clip him with DP or you clip him with a button. I generally think this matchup is pretty convincingly in Juri's favor because if I have 2 bars or I have a bar and I just drive rush in, I think Dhalsim players tend to get scared. I definitely play this matchup very stubbornly, and I think she can definitely bully her way with some. So if you haven't tried bullying, try that. Juri wins for sure is Marisa. I think she wins slightly. Marisa can't really do too much against my fireball. She can parry it. She can try and Superman punch or gladiator. She can't actually gladius through it because it's a low. So she actually can't do that. She can't really Superman punch over it because by the time I recover, I can DP it. I kind of beat her range slightly, but she can't snuff the hell out of me. And I think also Big Bird talked about this during his videos and stuff. But it's a very annoying matchup to play against. Because if the Juri is just on point and throwing fireballs at the right times and everything, and understanding that Marisa can't do much except parry or attempt to Superman punch, it's kind of rough. JP, I think Juri wins this. I can't say free per se, even though I have a good track record against JPs. I can probably say that it's very annoying for JP to play against Juri. Like her drive rush being obscurely able to just phase through ghosts or phase through a fireball or something is very annoying for JP players. And also her driver just going super far is pretty annoying because you can't zone her out completely. And then also I have a fireball myself, so I can just contend. So I think it's a bit rough on JP dealing with all that. It's kind of like I can negate a lot of stuff against JP. Kimberly I think is in slightly Juri's favor, mainly because Kimberly has to deal with a fireball, which isn't ideal as Kimberly. And then even if she does a shallow, if you guys ever seen how Kimberly does a shallow jump medium punch to bait you out, sometimes heavy DP can clip that. Kimberly definitely have solid pokes in the game, but I generally think that Juri just outpokes her. It's kind of like Manon where she has a little bit of counter poke, but she can start with drive rush and everything, of course, but I think the idea of fireball, and then also what is it? Kimberly has to like read if you're storing, because if you do bad stores, of course you're gonna clip. But if you do just good stores like block string store or anything like that, then I think it's fine. Especially with EX fireball, where it goes super far, she either have to walk up, parry them, or you know, walk back and try and teleport or do something. Guile, I think is slightly or actually no, I think this is an even match. I'll put Guile because Guile with level 2 negates my fireball, kind of like Street Fighter 5. But then also without level 2, I can kind of freeform my fireballs. Like it's forward, I think forward heavy kick or something like that. It's like a pop move that can punish counter me. He has answers around fireball, but I also think I can fight him in neutral pretty well, especially with my lows being so good. So I think Guile is all right. You know, I think Ryu's even. Obviously, I think with every fireball character, I know all the Juri players gonna be like, but bro, we don't have freaking, you know, we don't have EX flip, we don't have none of this, we don't have V skill. And first of all, I want to say, like, stop whining. You're a whiner. When it comes to Shotos and Luke and all them, you have to mix in your timings of parry, jump, good forward jumps. You gotta make a little bit of read or something. You know, also you can infinitely store. Some people forget that, but if they throw regular fireballs all day, you can infinitely store them. So with that being said, I generally think Juri can handle Ryu's fireball war. I mean, it's gonna be annoying for sure, but I think it's gonna be fine. I mean, you're playing against the white bread and water of the game. He's purely just sitting there at the like middle end. He's not doing nothing too crazy. Speaking of that, you know, with the main characters, I think Luke's even as well. Luke has a better fireball for sure. However, I think the buttons and the range that both characters play at, I think is like more so the same. I've played against a lot of Luke, so I think I got my way around this matchup at this point, because if I don't, I'm screwed as a player. Jamie, I'm gonna put in slightly winning, only because Jamie, of course, matters with drink. So that's the thing with Jamie. If he has one drink, he can hop over the fireball. However, if he doesn't have a drink, then he's not winning. Even if he has a drink, if you mask your fireballs very well, I think this matchup's perfectly fine. He has like the normals to check drive rush, and he has normals to like try and fight you, but your normals are technically not. He has more so like those check normals, kind of like, hey, stop that. Now these matchups are definitely iffy. I'll probably put Lily. I'll put Lily even. She can go over fireball. I don't know too much about this matchup just yet. I'm gonna put her 5-5 for now. Her and Dhalsim are kind of like the matchups I'm like iffy. I think this matchup's probably like okay-ish, not too bad. Cammy, I think is even. I think, you know, with her having a dive kick, of course, is a thing, and spin knuckle. If you guys don't know, spin knuckle goes through projectiles, so that's like something that restricts Juri from actually just using whatever she wants. But I think if you don't use it, you just have good neutral and understanding of the game, along with understanding Cammy's ranges, because Cammy's a good, she has good low forward, she has good buttons, and she also has, you know, pretty good like corner carry combos. So I think she definitely has those. If you understand like to stop and relax for a moment and just chill and not do too much crazy stuff, I think you're fine. I think Blanka's, you know, Blanka's all right. This has always been a matchup I think has been even. Either way, whoever dominates kind of go back and forth because they have answers for each other. I generally think this matchup is okay for Juri to fight. They can air throw Blanka ball, so that's pretty nice to like do against Blanka. So if you see Blanka spamming Blanka ball, you can just jump air throw. But yeah, I think his matchup's all right. I think it's not too bad. Chun-Li, I think it's not too bad either. Chun-Li's still doing what Chun-Li does, you know, footsies, all that stuff with Pokken. But she also has a trick where she does the roundhouse, the forward roundhouse, I believe. She can actually like punish counter Juri's fireball and actually get a good combo. So that's the one thing restricting Juri from doing freely, is just fireballing too much or fireballing predictably. But other than that, I think this matchup's all right. I haven't found like particularly something that I'm just like, I can't, it's too easy for me or it's too hard for me. I think this matchup's just okay. Now these matchups have been debated if it's bad or good for Juri. It's definitely been mixed bag. First one I want to get out of the way, and I genuinely think this matchup's even until like further notice. I think DJ's even, only because is that if you do a bad store anywhere close to him, you can flash kick. I believe it's medium flash kick or heavy flash kick, whichever one. You can actually just flash kick a bad store. So if you do low forward store and it's like a little bit too close, you can just flash kick. So you actually can't do like medium store as much as you want to on DJ. And also, if you throw a fireball, you can EX Sobot over it to punish you. It's definitely a little bit rough for her, but depending on the DJ player, especially if they try to zone you out super hard, they actually can't, because if you jump and dive kick, you actually clip them through doing like fireballs. If you do dive kick, you actually make them stop doing like zoning and stuff, and you actually try and close the gap. Now keep in mind, they can also fight back with like buttons or EX Sobot and all this stuff, so it's up to them. But I think it's not too bad, provided you do like solid stores, because there are other ways to get store for sure. As long as you're not doing fireball too much, it's not crazy bad, in my opinion. You gotta be a little bit more aware. These two really flop on and off for me, but I'm gonna go with Guile first. I think Guile's even. I know that a bunch of you are gonna get triggered to be like, oh, how in the hell is this even? Now let me tell you why. Now hear me out, because everyone who can't beat Guile, you have store, negate fireballs. You can throw out your own fireball. You might use it, but probably get hit, but you at least throw out a fireball. You technically have dive kick, although dive kick I don't recommend too much. You do a bunch of stuff against them to try and combat the zoning. And also, if you have the patience, that's probably a big thing against people, is that they don't have patience. And also, you can play around with his button range, really, because it's not, you know, it's not like he controls everything. I don't think it's that bad. You know, of course, I'm an optimist though. I genuinely think you have a chance. If you guys don't know, I got smoked by Chris T here and there, right? And you know, I want to say I'm put even. You know what? I'm put even. I don't think Juri has a bad matchup. I don't think so. That's my hot take. That's my hot take. Now Ken, here's the things with Ken, right? Ken is very annoying with a lot of stuff. Can do medium stores very badly, but if you space him out, you're fine. Fight him in neutral, all right, I feel. I don't feel like he like destroys her or anything like that. I don't think she does too bad, because I don't believe he can do this anymore, but I don't think he can DP through a fireball. You know, I'm trying to make it. Oh, this matchup is like, this matchup's hard. It's not just hard to figure out. You know what? I'll move these two down. That's it. I'm gonna actually move these two down. I lied. I think she may have slightly. These are slightly losing. Slightly losing. I think I'll put these two right here. Only because these characters can punish you for trying to establish block strings or anything. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I advocated DJ for like a rough matchup more so than even. Because if it was even, I think you'll be able to punish stuff he can, but I don't think, yeah. But yeah, these are what I think of Juri's matchups currently right now in Street Fighter 6. He's a very good character who, you know, has probably little to no bad matchups. You say that, oh, Guile's a bad matchup and I'm an idiot, feel free to say it in the comments. I probably will ignore you. But yeah, hopefully to catch you guys, you know, at the next video. And yeah, Juri's top 5.